So in stress, what we studied, what was stress? It was basically caused due to the restoring force developed in the body. What happens? I'll just repeat the basic property what is happening during elasticity and stress. When a deforming force is applied on the body, the normal positions of atoms and molecules gets shifted, right? So after the removal of deforming force, those atoms and molecules tends to fall back to their original position, which this property is called elasticity. So that restoring force which is getting developed in the body upon area of the body is what we defined as stress. This is what force per unit area, right? Now I also told you that the application of stress gives its classification. For example, first one, if the force is applied normally to the surface of the body, this will be called normal stress. Now normal stress can be further classified into two things. For example, this is a wire, metallic wire, consider, okay, and the metallic wire, I have tied a big mass or big suppose 10 kg of weight below it, and this part, the upper part, is hooked up. So what will happen? Gradually with time it will tend to stretch. So in this case the force was still perpendicular or normal to the cross sectional area, so it will also come under the normal stress. In the other case, suppose we have a cubical box and I try to press it from upwards and it gets compressed. In that case also the force is still getting applied normal on the surface, but the way both the bodies behave due to application of normal force is different. So normal force can further be classified into either longitudinal force or longitudinal stress, or this is also called tensile stress, right? Either longitudinal or tensile stress. It is the stress which is caused when the surface or when the length of the body increases in the direction of applied force, right, or applied deforming force. Whereas it could also be classified into compressive stress. It is that stress which causes normal compression in the body. That means the body was subjected upon a force normally and it got compressed, so this is compressive force. There's another type of stress which you called hydraulic stress. This is hydraulic stress. Now what is hydraulic stress? Suppose there is a type of force or stress acting on a body in such a way that the body's original volume is getting decreased but without any change in its shape. That means there is a cube and I am making force acting on the body in such a way that all the sides or all the lengths or edges of the cube are getting shrinked, but there is no change in the shape of the body. Or consider a big sphere. A bigger sphere is getting converted into smaller sphere, but there is no change in shape. So face is not undergoing deformation, shape is not getting under deformation, only the size is getting under deformed. So that is called hydraulic stress, and this is possible only when if we place a spherical body inside a hydraulic machine, that is what, inside a liquid, and the liquid is subjected to very high pressure. So what will happen? Every point on the surface of body will undergo equal amount of force, and that will cause the whole body to shrink. So that is why this hydraulic stress is caused only when a body is placed inside a liquid and is subjected to very high pressure. Lastly, stress can also be given a name called tangential. It is that type of stress which causes the change in shape of the body without change in its volume. So how can this happen? Suppose we have a cuboid, okay, and the force acting on the cuboid was this F, but the force was acting only on the upper surface of the body, not on the lower, not in the middle, only the upper surface. So what will happen? It will get displaced from its position, right, a bit. So this will be new position of the body, right? So this is how I should have done like this, right? So I don't need this. So the body got displaced, the upper surface of the body got displaced by something or some distance, like this much distance, but there is no change in shape or volume of the body. This type of stress is called tangential stress. So we have broadly classified stress into these three types. Now let's talk about strain.